Have you ever imagined a world without trees? I believe some of you would be very happy about that because you no need to clean the branches, the dry leaves brought from trees, and no need to have the risk of trees falling when bad weather in your area. Trees actually are very important for every community. If we do not have trees, humans and animals both will lose the source of food and nutrition. We may have find ways to prevent the disaster like soil erosion, floods, droughts, and most importantly, there will be no human in the world, as trees are the only source of oxygen that humans need to survive. Today, the value of trees is increasing and they are providing more advantages. Their function extend to meet the demands of our modern life. According to research published in journal Nature, the world's trees population is currently estimated to be 3.04 trillion. This means that there are around 422 trees for each person on the earth. However, deforestation is still a concern in our community. Deforestation is expected by 10 million hectares each year between 2015 and 2020. This indicates that if we did not begin to protect trees now, one day we will be burdened by a lack of trees. A very good day I bid to Miss Lidawani and my fellow audience. I'm Tan Zian, and today I will change your view about why it is so important for us to protect the trees. First, the importance of protecting trees is because trees can improve human health from two different aspects, which are physical health and mental health. The first obvious importance of trees to our physical health is that trees absorb carbon dioxide while releasing oxygen back into the air. Research shows that every year, forests absorb around 2.6 billion tons of carbon dioxide, equivalent to 1/3 of the CO2 emitted by the combustion of fossil fuel in the world. Trees also help us to improve air quality by intercepting and trapping dust and other pollutants from the air. One of the best examples that shows the importance of trees is the topiary treatment, or some call it forest bathing. But of course, it is not about bathing inside the forest. It is a Japanese practice of being in the presence of trees, spending time in nature, and it became one of Japan's national public health programs in 1982. Research has shown that topiary treatment is effective to improve our heart rate and blood pressure, and it also reduces our stress and boosts our immune system. Harvard University research has even found that being among trees enhances our life expectancy. Other than physical health, trees also benefit our mental health. But why are trees, in particular, so beneficial to our collective mental health? One advantage may be shade they give, as high temperature is one of the causes of sentiments of rage and violence. Forest proximity has also been connected to amygdala integrity, showing that forests may structurally enhance the brain's ability to deal with stress. It is not surprising to know this, as we know that when our brain lacks of oxygen, we yearn to take a deep breath, and trees are the oxygen provider. According to Morton Arboretum, seeing trees will make children less stressed in the environment that they are in, and drivers will be less frustrated when they see trees along the road. The research from Chongbuk National University in South Korea also found that employees who works in an office with a view of trees reported less stress and more satisfaction in their job. Stress and sadness level can be greatly lowered when we're surrounded by trees or participating in nature-based activities. Next, the second importance of protecting trees is that trees are the habitat for wildlife all around the world. Trees provide the most of the food for wildlife. Food sources are a crucial element of animal habitat since all living creatures require food to survive. For example, humans get their food from grocery, plants get their foods from ground, and animals at our house get food from their owner. Trees offer food for wildlife in a variety of ways. They can be ranged from berries to nuts to nectar and even the insects that they sustain, which give food for other wildlife. When the trees mature, wildlife are able to enjoy tasty fruits and foraging opportunities. For example, trees' leaves are eaten by caterpillars and many other insects, which will subsequently provide the food for birds who are constructing nests, hatching eggs, and feeding their youngs. According to Adopt an Animals Kit, the global will lose 137 species of plants, animals, and insects due to the deforestation every day. Even deaf trees also may give food to the wildlife by attracting insects, moths, lynches, and fungus. All these deaf would serve as a cafeteria for wildlife in need of a snack. Besides, trees also provide the most suitable shelter for wildlife. Many large animals depend on trees as their survival. Trees are not only the primary source of food for wildlife, but they also provide the best shelter for them. Wildlife shelter has reduced over time as natural land has been transformed for homes or business, dismissing the trees accessible to helpful insects such as bees and wild birds. Trees of many types provide shelter for species among and beneath their branches, in tunnels and burrows beneath their roots, and within loose bark where insects overwinter. During periods of high heat or precipitation, wildlife can seek shade and shelter under the trees without being separated from their food supply. The Africa Conservation Foundation (ACF) found that the world's wildlife habitat is being destroyed at a pace of 5,760 acres each day or 240 acres every hour. Thirdly, trees are important for us to protect because they can prevent floods and droughts. Trees help in reducing and even prevent floods from happening. Sound familiar, right? But not sure what actually the relationship between the trees and flooding. It's okay, let's take it. Living and decaying roots of trees make soil permeable by forming a network of well-connected, tiny channels in the soil. When rainwater seeps into soil, with such channels hundreds of times quicker than it would without channels. As a result, land under trees cover is better suited to absorb rainwater like a sponge. This lowers the amount of water that flows over the surface following a rain event and consequently the amount of water that enters rivers and streams. According to the United States Department of Agriculture (USDA), a typical medium-sized tree may catch up to 2,380 gallons of rain every year. When trees are cut down, floods frequently occur when the majority of the rainwater reaches streams and rivers in a relatively short period of time. Such high-intensity flow is frequently unusable by humans and generally runs into the ocean, while also causing soil erosion and nutrient loss. This is why trees influence the occurrence of floods. Furthermore, trees also help in drought. It is a common misperception that we should not invest in watering, growing, protecting trees during a drought, as we thought we may need to waste a lot of water in having trees. But the truth is, trees are the one which can save us during droughts. Reports from the European Environment Agency (EEA) stated that trees are effective in drought as tree will absorb extra rain waters and provide clean water, and also minimize the impact of drought by releasing water throughout the dry season. If we do not protect trees and choose to widespread cutting of trees for our own profit, losing of tree will lower the soil ability to hold water, causing the earth to dry up, resulting in desertification and drought. On top of that, the cover sheet given by trees will cooling the surrounding air. This reduces evaporation from rivers and soil, and most importantly, prevents the occurrence of drought. For decades, humans have been destroying trees, and these activities are running our planet. The Chinese proverb goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Hence, it's time for us to stop harming our best friend who use their life to provide a lot of benefits for us and start protecting them as well as plant trees. Because if we did not start it now, one day later you and me will go into trouble because of lesser trees, such as the weather is getting hotter and hotter and you need more money to buy extra air conditioner. Before I end my speech, I would like all of you to open your heart and your mind, ask yourself some question. Is it that important to protect the trees? Do we really need to start it now? Surely you will know the answer for the question. That's all from me. Thank you and have a nice day.